Many believe that film is a very expensive hobby and business, and in many cases it can be. With tons of blockbusters coming out each and every year, it seems like it's almost impossible to make a decent video or movie without spending thousands of dollars. In reality, that cinematic aesthetic can be replicated quite easily with a few simple techniques and a little bit of equipment. Before you go out there and buy yourself a very expensive camera, why not take into consideration the one that you have sitting right in your pocket? Your smartphone. Nowadays, the cameras on these smartphones are very capable, not as much as any top-of-the-line DSLR or cinematic camera, but it can get the job done. Now, you might need a little stronger phone, so if you got stuck with your brother's hand-me-down, I'm sorry, but I can't help you, and maybe it's best you stop right here. Now, when shooting with your phone, take the orientation into consideration. Instead of shooting portrait like any other sixth grader would during a little schoolyard fight, switch it to landscape. That way you can get a better angle view and it will be better fit for the classic medium 16:9. Another rule you should be following is the rule of thirds. Generally speaking, your subject should fill 3/4 of your screen. That way you can greatly improve your composition. Taking the necessary precautions to plan out your film is also a very useful tactic when creating a movie. So you got to split it up into 3 parts: pre-production, production, and post-production. Pre-production being the state where you go and scout your locations, grab your paperwork, your equipment, your actors, and every other part of the set, and prepare to film. Production is self-explanatory. It's basically the part where you start pointing the camera at people and you record them. Post-production being the third and final step of this form of production is basically where you go and you sit down on the computer and you start editing your film. And now, a lot of people think that editing software can be expensive, and in many cases it can be, but you can also do it on your phone. When it comes to editing your film, I recommend you use some of the camera apps that are available at the Play Store for the Android devices. Now, for iOS, it comes with iMovie previously installed, which is a more than perfect application to be used for editing film. But sadly, Android users don't really have some good options. And the best one I found was PowerDirector. Now, this is a free app, but there is a premium version which you can use to make multiple projects at once. So let's say you want to work on one video at one day and then another video the next, you can do that. But for now, we'll just try to cover with one. Now, if you do have a computer available, I highly recommend you use that. But let's stick to the phone for now. So first, you'll open up PowerDirector and remember to stick to that 16:9 aspect ratio. You create your project and you're prompted with a little screen that looks like this. Right there, you'll have your timeline. Over here, you'll have your effects. And over here, we'll have your options to export and your settings. So with this newfound knowledge, go out there and see what you can create.